Now, when you look at these tenants of the farm, of the vineyard, it brings up another point of pride that you want to take notice of. And write this down. Pride produces a selfish attitude. Might you say that with me? Pride produces a selfish attitude. We need to be careful. Look what it says here in Proverbs 16:18. Why don't we say this verse together? Pride leads to destruction. A pride attitude brings ruin. We want to be on guard with our attitude, but if we're prideful, it will inevitably produce an attitude that is so consumed with self. You know, I'm not saying that we would be as evil as the tenant farmers, but we might resemble them in our actions and the way that we govern ourselves. It's so very important that we are people of humility, because when we sow seeds of pride, you know, the Bible makes very clear, when you sow sin and rebellion, you're going to reap destruction. Look what Proverbs 29:23 says. Why don't we say this verse together? Right there in the top of your notes on the second page together. Pride ends in a fall, while humility brings honor. Pride will always produce an attitude that is selfish. And when your attitude is corrupt, everything else is going to go down the toilet. We must keep this in mind. When we talk about pride, you know, we don't want to sow seeds of pride. Well, then I got to be on guard here. I can't be rejecting the ways of Christ. You know, we're called to walk with Christ. We're called to do the will of Christ. We're called to be submissive unto Christ. We don't need to pray about things that Jesus has already told us to do. A lot of times, I got to pray about what I'm going to give. I got to pray about when I'm going to serve. I got to pray about if I'm going to go to church. No, you don't. Those things have already been settled. We got to be people who are seeking to be humble before God.